You recording? Okay, Kaylee, so what I want to do before I take all of this down, I wanted to just show you some of the basics outside, and then I'll go inside and show you how I control the whole thing. So initially what we'll do is, the first things we'll do is we'll come outside, make sure it's all plugged in. I leave it in a permanent position so it never moves, and that way it's always polar aligned. But I believe you'll probably be taking it in and out, so which means you're going to have to polar align each time, and I will talk you through how to do that on this particular rig. But the first thing you'll do obviously is have to plug everything in. I've just got a sort of an extension hub over here. There is a remote control, a hand remote control, which you can use. I never use it. It's I control everything from the computer, so it's really just there for show. So the next thing is you have to turn the actual mount on, and there's a little power switch over here. It's turned on, and then you have to turn the computer on. So this computer drives the entire system, and it controls absolutely everything. And then from my laptop inside, I connect to this, and I control everything that's happening through this. You just have to bear in mind, and we'll have to think about storage, because this is not a very big storage system. It's very small, in fact. So we'll have to figure out, when you're taking the photographs, where to send those photographs as they're being taken. So I'll just have to think about that. I currently just send it all to Dropbox, and then I sync this device to the cloud, Dropbox, and then back onto my PC. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to ask Auntie Kerry to hold the controller again. Okay, so you will have moved the telescope into its position. I suggest you mark the leg points. It's probably going to be the easiest position thing for you to control, where the leg, each leg goes, and try and keep that sort of recorded somewhere. Okay. I will also show you how to angle this entire mount. You will see that this mount is set to the locations, longitude and latitude, so that this is at the correct declination at all times. Okay, and I will show you how to do that, but you will also have to do a bit of research as well. So that is the permanent position. Once you've got that figured out, it will be permanently locked in that. I was going to try and set it for you like that before I send it, but the reality is it won't fit into the box that I have to ship it in when it's locked into that position. So, okay, so to start off every evening for you, you would have to polar align. Okay, so inside here is a camera, a polar camera that is fixed and locked to the axis of the telescope. So you just literally unscrew this little cap. You unscrew it, and you'll see that there's a small lens in here. Okay, and then there is software, which I'll talk through to you now when I get back inside, that we will use to set this up. So polar aligning is, as you know, can be complicated and can be difficult. The most important things that you'll have to remember is the mount itself. Once you've moved it and relocated it, it has to be absolutely level. And there's a little bubble over here that will show you the level. Okay, and then there are adjustment points here and here, where you will move the right ascension and the declination to make sure that this particular camera is pointed directly at the point into Polaris, but not quite Polaris, but just off of Polaris. So once you've got that set up, the software that I'll show you will give you guidance on how to do that. It'll tell you move left, right, up or down, and you will do it with this. So when you're doing that, you'll have to have your computer with you whilst you're physically doing it. So your computer will be in, you will be able to see on the screen how far away you are, and then you'll be able to track it in. It can be very frustrating to get it right, but once you've figured out how to do it, it becomes easier and easier and easier. The mount also does have 1, 2, and 3 star alignment, but if your polar alignment isn't correct, your tracking won't be right. Okay, and then obviously you take your lens off. Okay, and once you've got your lens off, this is your guide camera up here. So there's an actual physical camera up here. I'm assuming you know what the guide camera does already, but I will talk you through how to set that up as well. I'm sending the computer with it, so all of these devices should automatically be seen by the computer when you first come on board. So there shouldn't be any setup hiccups, but I can promise you there will be many hiccups. Okay, Even I struggle. There's nights where just have to remember that all the software that you use for all of this, none of it is a single one-stop solution. So you've got lots of different companies providing you with different software, and they don't always speak to each other in the way that they should. So it can be a little frustrating at times. And Auntie Kerry will bear out that there's plenty of nights when I'm swearing, when you've been waiting for a couple of days for clear skies, and then things aren't working the way they should. Okay, so we'll stop the video now, and then we will go back inside.